on January 27. The popular event again catered for four-wheel vehicles and bikes, with American off-road legend Malcolm Smith a major attraction. First car away was the race car of reigning South African Class 8 champion Bucks Carolyn, with Kenny Skolthammer in the hot seat. Skolthammer is a former Roof of Africa winner, with Malcolm Smith, partnered by Bruce Jolson in the Camel Chenoweth, holds the distinction of being the only competitor ever to have won the roof on both 2 and 4 wheels. Ahead of the competitors lay 4 tough laps of a 78-kilometre circuit, with the pumped-up Carolyn expecting stiff opposition.
We're going to have a hell of a dice. There's Derek and Yates and obviously Malcolm, Stratford in the truck. Hopefully we can blow them off. That's why we're here. We thought we couldn't win, we wouldn't have come.
Smith is an off-road legend, but like Carolyn, was anticipating a closely fought affair. Robin Yates and Derek Pinoy also held similar views.
Well, I think that it's going to be a tough race. There's a lot of good drivers here now and a lot of good equipment, and I'm just going to try my best and see what happens.
You know, we're starting off in a good position. Car's good. Navigator's one of the best around. First time she's been in one of these cars, so that helps a lot.
The competition stuff. It's not going to be an easy win today. You're going to have to work for it.
It didn't take long for some close battles to develop throughout the various classes. In Class 9, Robert Walk was involved in a tight struggle with veteran Harry Roscoe, but in the end, the pair had to give way to Roger Westermeyer, who took the class win in his Orco. Craig Draper, son of off-road personality Linton Draper, was also quick to show his paces. Partnered by Ricky Rocket, young Draper took his Nissan Safari to an impressive 6th place overall and an easy class win ahead of Leon and Anton Jardine. Johan Skierpers, better known as Paw Paw to his many friends in powerboating in the stunt world, took 2nd place in Class 4, with Hannes Joubert doing the navigating. The Jardine brothers were a comfortable 2nd in Class 6, but in the ultra-competitive Class 8, which included the big guns in Smith, Carolyn, Yates and Pinoy, the John Lambert and Eric Scholz pairing found the going a little tougher. Rick Mulder and Jaco van der Linde made a steady start to the season with a 3rd in Class 6 and again looked like emerging as a consistent threat.
Petrol. Yeah, open up their back there.
Your water.
Bruce, join some of the water.
Here comes the next car.
As the leading cars pulled into the pits to refuel, a tremendous battle had developed between Smith, Pinoy and Yates, with Carolyn still a threat further back in 4th place.
The car going to be coming in the arena.
Smith and Jolson were the first away after the refuel, but with the event making use of a seeding system, the pair had to finish 30 seconds ahead of Pinoy and Jack Purchase to make sure of winning on corrected times. With this in mind, the scene was set for a thrilling finale over the final lap.
Malcolm Smith knows he's both in the Supercross circuit together.
Robin Yates and Peter Lee were still in contention in 3rd place, but were being chased by Carolyn and Skolthammer, who lost valuable time when they were forced to change a wheel. Draper was still going well in the Nissan Safari, but on corrected times, Stratford Voigt and Springbok Richard Leek were leading the charge of the Buckies in the imported high-tech Toyota. The pair finished 5th overall and won Class 4, with Bodo Berthold and Paul Kutzer going well in a locally developed Orco Mazda Magnum, before dropping out to hand victory to Nick Allant and Arie Redlinghuis, who finished 14th overall. Alfred van Vuren and Piet Pelzer took their Toyota Hilux to victory in Class 5, ahead of Alex Vowles and Dirk Voigt, with Audrey Roots and Carla van Wyk coming through to win Class 7. Former track racer Peter Pumfai and Martin Spencer were 3rd in Class 2, with a pair of quad racers adding a little extra to the event. Allant and Redlinghuis in the Toyota, previously campaigned by Bill Angus, were the only finishers in Class 3. Francois Stander and Leonard Creer pushed Jan van Wyk and Frans Dekker all the way in Class 2, with Henny de Villiers taking an easy win in Class 10, where there were only 2 finishers. There were also only 2 finishers in Class 9, where Roger Westermeyer finally got the better of his scrap with Robert Walk and Harry Roscoe, who was forced to retire. At the head of the field, the battle between Smith and Jolson and Pinoy and Purchase continued, with often only meters between the 2 cars. Smith and Jolson needed to break away from Pinoy's clutches, but could not find a way of opening the gap. Suspension problems put an end to the race for Niels Eriksson and Flip Coetzee, with Fikkers van Deventer second to Andries Pienaar in the quad racer section, with both finishing in the top 10. At the finish, it was a hard-charging Malcolm Smith and Bruce Jolson who were first into the arena in the Chernath, owned by race organizer Klaus Degener. But right behind them came Derek Pinoy and Jack Purchase. Only seconds separated the 2 cars as they crossed the line, with the victory finally going to Pinoy and Purchase by a mere 21 seconds. Robin Yates and Peter Lee came in third, with Bucks Carolyn and Kenny Skolthammer in 4th place.
Coming down.
Oh, sorry.
Congratulations. Tell us all about it.
Well, we caught Malcolm 2 or 3 times right behind him, but he's so good, he never goes off the line. We just couldn't get past him, and it was fantastic. The whole lap, we were always there, we just couldn't pass him.
I just got flat beat today.
On the bike front, another close contest was on the cards.
It's going to be hard racing the whole race. If it rains, I'll be glad. It will make things much easier. So we'll just wait and see until this afternoon.
Patrick Andrews, having his first outing for the Winston Yamaha team, was 4th in class and 6th overall in an encouraging start to the season. Top star Jeremy Davies was to have an unhappy start to the year, with Gary Peterson, another of the fancied riders, destined to drop out of the race. Errol Dalton was to be rewarded with 3rd place overall, but for Jason Andrika, there were a couple of anxious moments. Off-roaders are a gutsy bunch, and Andrika shook off his woes to come in 5th overall and win the 200 class.
All right? Yeah, 100.
Need longer legs.
An unusual touch saw the bikers bring the railways to a halt, with the train being delayed while the field streamed over a crossing in the middle of the bush. Out in front, Willie Ireland was going like a train, and there was plenty of activity as riders made their pit stops.
Water, Karen? Yeah, Heinz. Let's go.
GP, go, boy.
Roof of Africa winner Alfie Cox was also going well, but for Jeremy Davies, it was the end of the road. Injured in a practice fall, Davies was finally forced into calling it a day. Austrian Heinz Kindergartner, a former world motocross champion, was also out of the running.
In the 2nd lap, right in the beginning here, I hit a stone and he broke my chain, and it was impossible to repair it.
What prompted the retirement?
Yeah, I hurt myself yesterday, and it's a very tight season this year, so I'd rather stop and let them heal. It's just the heat and everything's shaking around. I couldn't really hold on the handlebars properly, so I decided to pack it in.
The powerfully built Davies this year joins Ireland in the Greenib KTM team, and he had the satisfaction of seeing his teammate, riding a 300 machine, finally get the better of Cox, who was on a 250 Kawasaki. Ireland and Cox chose different methods with dealing with his subway. Cox powered his way into 2nd overall and 1st in the 250 class by a wide margin ahead of Dalton. Motocross ace Carl Prestwood, on holiday from England, where he is based during the British season, showed his talent by coming home 4th overall and 3rd in his class. Patrick Andrews was still going steadily and picked up 6th place overall and added to his growing reputation. Andrews was chased all the way by Brian Bontakuno, who was second to Jason Andrika in the 200 class. Another former motocross star, Springbok Russell Campbell, took his Winston Yamaha to 9th place overall and was 5th in the 250 class. For CFE van Schalkwyk, things did not go as smoothly. An unscheduled dunking left him disgusted with life, and he was later forced to retire.
4.5 hours in the saddle.
After just over 5 hours in the saddle, a tired Ireland still found time for a victory wheelie. He was followed home by Alfie Cox with Dalton 3rd, Prestwood 4th and Andrika in 5th place.
It's nice to come first for a long time. I'm happy. It's a nice start for the beginning.
It was tough because of the heat, you know. And, you know, coming back from Christmas and all that, and your first event, you know, you're a little bit rusty and